And we're live. How goes it?
What's up, everybody?
Oh, Miggy, I forgot. You didn't remind me. Throw in the headphones or everyone's going to hear an echo when
Oh
Wayne
yeah,
talks,
sorry.
and
Hey
nobody
Ken, throw in your
likes
headphones,
that.
or else everyone's
Yeah.
gonna hear the echo.
One
Or
second,
everybody.
everybody. Thanks for joining while we have technical difficulties. Go ahead and hit the repost button if you're watching this over on X. If you're not
You guys need
on
me on headphones
X,
too?
what was? Oh no, you're fine. I don't think you're. No, I would hear it. What they hear is the OBS picking up my microphone, but like Zoom does
Ah,
any kind of noise echo canceling. It's because I use
gotcha.
OBS and I'm grabbing the audio from here and me, and yeah, it's a whole thing. It looked like CNN back here. I got like 3 screens, 2 keyboards, and a partridge in a pear
Nice.
tree.
Yeah,
But
he's utmost pro level.
yeah, guys, share this out. If you're watching it on X, hit that repost button. If you're on Facebook, share it. Tag some friends. If you're watching it on YouTube, take it to social. Share out the YouTube link. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you all. As always, I'm here with my co-host Miggy. How goes it, Miggy Crypto Live?
Yo yo, that's right. Thanks for the name suggestion change, by the way. Really cool.
It's
But yeah,
better
it's
than
going
like
good, man.
Miggy 33 underscore uppercase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. That was like the OG original. That was the only one I could get the first time. So I was like, all right,
People at
get
a
it.
conference ask Miggy for his Twitter handle,
I
and it
hate, I
sounds like a
hate, yeah,
gang sign. Like his
yeah. I
just
hate giving it out. I rather just be like, here's the QR code.
rather give away your social at this point. But our
Yeah.
guest today is Wayne of Theo. How goes it, bro?
Yo, what's up?
I always do
I
this.
just want you
Theo
to
or Fio? Fio or Fio? Fee-fi?
tomato, tomato. Either way, man. It stands for Foundation for Interwallet Operability. That's too damn long, so we answer to both, man.
I guess you take anything at that point. Just know who I am.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is a that is
And
a
some of the people
tongue
that see
twister.
the hat and they're like flow, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, I could see that too.
So
Yeah, but why would the L be lowercase?
nah, I don't know.
So, how goes it, bro? Haven't seen you since NFT NYC, and your ass went to swim with the whales in Dubai.
Yeah, that's what the
Oh man,
plan.
that
I
was a
just pulled that out of
nightmare.
my ass, by the way. But yeah, swimming with the whales in Dubai.
That's a good one, man. Someone should have dropped a token. Of course, I did see a Habibi flooding token.
Oh God,
So
Habibi. Yeah, I saw more Habibi on my feed than I ever have, probably ever will. But I'm for it. You know, it's like that's the culture adoption, crypto culture, going to Dubai.
yeah,
Now there's a little Dubai in crypto culture.
yeah. I mean, they're saying that it could have been the cloud seeding that caused all that flooding, but
Yeah.
it could have been. I mean, one of the largest conferences of the year, man. It could have been some U.S. covert operation to try to flood us out, but
No, dude, it was a publicity stunt. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know how much they pay
Right.
for all that rain? They just wanted the world to see, like, this is literally like $1 trillion rainstorm. Like, we
Mhm.
paid to make it rain, and I think they just wanted to
Literally.
flex on everybody. You're coming to Dubai? Yeah, it's not a desert.
It's an ocean.
So, but yo, tell us a little bit about Dubai. What was like the different vibe between like ETH Denver, NFT NYC, and then just going for like what 18 hours or something? And what's the vibe difference in like the crypto Dubai scene?
yeah. I mean, it's there's a lot happening in Dubai. I mean, there's a lot. They're very crypto friendly. There's a lot of people that we know, you and I both know, that are setting up shop out there, establishing themselves, and you can see it when you go to those events, man. Eat Denver's always a good event, but Token 2049, by far, they do two a year, and it's probably the best conferences I've been to. Even with all the travel delays, people turning around, getting canceled, this place was packed. The tickets have been sold out for weeks, so they couldn't even take any more, sell any more tickets for that
Damn.
event. Yeah, so
Were
it
there
was
people scalping them in the parking lot? Like, I'll let you borrow it for a couple hours for like 20 grand.
no, but on day two they did start opening up. People that confirmed they couldn't make it, they were trying to sell it. Like basically, I do know some people that were looking to buy tickets that ended up getting some because they were buying them some kind of way the event organizers were connecting with the people that couldn't make it. So it was solid. I mean, there was some good talks, but overall, just looking at um, the difference between U.S. and events overseas, it's just we're behind the eight ball in the U.S. We've got to
Yeah.
get on board, or we're gonna miss out. We're exporting all that innovation to other countries.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like, you knew I was about to pull the trigger. I was about to fly to Dubai. I was maybe an hour away from buying my ticket, and I had a few conversations that talked me out of it. And I am very go with the flow, so it's like, yeah, okay, a couple people told me I should go, but a couple more people told me I probably shouldn't, so I didn't. And then I saw the flood, and dude, watching your just post by
Speed.
post on Facebook, dude. I was expecting to see you swimming towards America at any moment. Like
It's like
this
Got a
dude had to
little
go
paddle
to a
boat.
whole different airport and like Uber like for what 3 hours or something.
2 hours. Yeah, I mean, hindsight's
damn.
2020. There were so many people. So Maria on my team, she was flying in from Armenia, so she actually got into Dubai. When you saw that water on on the jetway, where the planes were going through all that water, that was her. She landed there
Damn.
and then got stuck in the airport and couldn't leave because the metro was flooded, the roads were flooded. So she got stuck in the exit to the Dubai airport, which is not a good place to get stuck. There's really no food, no place to get
Mm.
comfortable. I
Damn.
was stuck for over 30 hours in Qatar.
Jesus Christ.
So when you look at Qatar's airport, Doha, it's actually it's the top rated airport in the world. So
Oh wow.
it was
Lucky.
uncomfortable. It was exhausting. But man, there were so many people. Like I've talked to people, and I've had people show me videos on their phone where they were literally hauling their suitcases, their pants hiked up because they're walking through knee-deep water
Oh wow.
to get to their hotel because the Uber couldn't get them all the way there. So there's a lot of stories coming out of that. But it's to see how towards the end of the week how the event kind of still came together. There was a lot of inconveniences, but um, it was a really good event. I was bullish on the fact that so many people still showed up there. It was packed, and a lot of people just didn't turn around and go back home. I
Was
thought
it just
about it
like
a
a
few
whale
times.
party though? Because I didn't really see like many average like people. Like I mean, obviously there's not very many average people who live in Dubai. Like they feel like the butlers all have Lambos, so it's hard to tell like who works
Right.
for somebody and who pays somebody to work for them when you're looking in like at the pictures in Dubai. So I'm just curious, were there just like like normies there that were like just interested in crypto, or was it all just like CEOs of something?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a lot of normies too. There's so many events. There was over now. Granted, I'm sure the first half of the week they all got canceled, but there was over 200 events this week.
Wow.
But the main conference itself had at least, if I had to guess in attendance, it was at least probably 12 to 15,000 people there.
Oh,
Um, yeah, so it was. You had a little bit of everything, and a lot of people come in for that. A lot of people come in from India, and a lot's happened in India. India's leading the world right now in terms of crypto adoption, just because between India and Nigeria, I mean, they're the ones that their government and their banks have pretty much forced them to use crypto. Not saying that their governments and banks like crypto, but all the crazy rules and regulations they've put in, the way they've jacked up their own currencies, they're seeing adoption first. So there was a lot of people I found from India in there. I think it's just a short flight to Dubai, but there's a lot being built there, and it was interesting to see, exciting to see, and there was a ton of exchanges which you don't see that at U.S. conference. That's the biggest thing I think that's missing out of U.S. conferences. Most exchanges don't want to deal with the U.S. right now,
Mm.
and there was a ton of booths there that were just exchanges, centralized
Yeah.
exchanges, and a lot of them are going that route where they realize that things are cracking down and they're launching their own dexes, um, their own chains in many cases, just because they realize that a lot of people are going to be moving from centralized to decentralized exchanges.
yeah, that's going to be a wave, dude. A real big wave. I think like FTX and stuff like that, especially if people look back at like what was it, Mount Gox and everything, and there's a few after Mount Gox that were pretty popular but not as big, and obviously I can't remember their names, but there was like a C1 or something, and
Cryptopia. That was
yeah,
the one I lost.
Cryptopia. Yeah,
Mm,
Cryptopia
I
was
remember
another one.
Cryptopia.
Yeah, there's a couple House of Cards that fell, and like I think
I used to use
FTX.
BTC-E. That was it.
Yeah, it kind of highlighted the whole like power of having a decentralized exchange.
Yeah, that's sick. Let me shout out some people real quick before I ask my question. We got some people on the YouTube chat on Ken's Rice Crypto.
What up,
I
Bryce?
don't
I
know if
saw
I'm
you
saying
live on Spaces, but we were
404 Mon.
pre-gaming.
Is that am I saying it right?
404,
44 Mon.
404 Mon.
404. Steve R82. I'm pretty sure I know most of y'all, but I don't
Hey,
recognize
Steve
some of the names.
R82, bro. That's a throwback.
What's up,
OG.
y'all? And shout out to my dude, Big Bear, Brandon Palmer on Facebook, watching live there. We are live with the one and only crypto blockchain
Yeah,
Wayne in the
we have
house.
about 50 something people on my own personal X account watching. Guys, hit that repost button. I
Nice.
really
Yes,
appreciate it.
sir.
Yo.
So was it like how was it out there as far as like, so I mean everybody we know it's crypto friendly and stuff, but how was the experience like trying to did you have like opportunities to spend, like Bitcoin or things like that there or did you notice that like there was a lot of more acceptance for it or like was it just kind of whatever?
Hmm.
Now, I didn't really see any places to spend. I did see some physical locations that were like in-person exchanges where you could go in and buy
Oh.
a handful of different cryptos.
So
But
they actually have like brick and mortar stores selling crypto?
I mean, think about currency exchanges already, where you go to exchange a
Yeah.
dollar for the yen or a dollar for
Yeah,
the
but that
Yeah,
makes
whenever you
sense
go
because
out
it's
there.
physical money.
Yeah, so the ones that are smart there might as well
there.
offer Bitcoin, ETH. It was funny because I think the sign on front of one of them it was like Bitcoin, ETH, and Shiba were the three logos they
That's
showed.
so awesome.
Nice.
Yo, I remember being at the airport in like 2019 and I went and saw the currency exchange in the airport and I was just like, no way. And I think there's a video out there somewhere of me talking to them and asking them if they accept Bitcoin and trying to like, yeah, it's obviously a cringy video from 2019 trying to talk to a complete stranger who's I feel so bad for her because she was just stuck at work and I'm talking to her about Bitcoin at the currency exchange at the airport. But yeah, it definitely was something I saw. Like, yeah, it just makes sense. If you're already exchanging currency, why wouldn't you just say, "Here, I'll just exchange your crap for this crap too"?
Yeah, yeah. I can tell you, I mean, the one country I've been to in the last year that I saw pretty much a lot of places where you could spend Bitcoin and other crypto was actually in Istanbul, in
Oh,
Oh,
really?
Turkey.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Venezuela and El Salvador. I mean, you go anywhere, you can get your local gardener who just randomly walks by who accepts Bitcoin for their work. So I think they have a very
Oh,
good Dubai opportunity since they're kind of taking this all in on Bitcoin approach. You could see like El Salvador in like 10 years being like very Dubai esque.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, what happened in
absolutely.
Dubai? People were shorting. People were literally betting against the infrastructure that the people in Dubai were investing in. Like people were
mm,
counter trading Dubai's evolution. That's how little
that's
they
funny.
believed in it, and look where they're at now. So, yeah, I feel like El Salvador, Venezuela, countries that are really getting more all in on Bitcoin have that opportunity.
Yeah.
I want to jump into some FIO talk.
Let's do it.
Yes, I guess like kind of start at the beginning. We'll finish at the end, and
Bio?
then Miggy will jump in and interrupt us with a question. But yeah, FIO.
Yeah.
Let us know a little bit about it. I guess like again, yeah, start at the beginning. Like, what inspired the creation of FIO and FIO? I like FIO, so I'm gonna
Oh,
say
you know.
FIO.
That's what we say, fee.
Yeah.
That's what most of us say is FIO, but like I said, it can go either way. But yeah, I mean, so it started. I mean, our mainnet's been live for 4 years, so call it roughly 6 years ago. A couple of our founders basically had the vision that crypto's got to be easier to get adopted. There's got to be protocols in place to make that process simple. And where can we focus on? I mean, history leaves clues. If you look at tech adoption, what really accelerated? I mean, there's many pieces that accelerated the adoption of the internet, but one of the main things was we had to stop typing in IP addresses and we're able to
Right.
start actually typing in website names, website addresses. So that was kind of the idea. You've got to make sending and receiving easy. It's got to be simple because face it, this copy paste, it's not going to lead to mainstream adoption.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have people that constantly make an error, especially think about it. How do most of us copy and paste with our thumb, right?
Mm,
I mean, that's all it takes is a second to fat finger a couple extra letters, accidentally change a letter, delete a letter. And then there's also hacks that happen where people have what's called man in the middle attack, where
mm,
they'll copy something to the clipboard on their phone or the computer, and a virus that's been inserted into that computer actually changes what's pasted. And if you don't double check it, you don't know it, so it gets sent to the wrong address, sent on the wrong chain, sent to the wrong person, and in many cases that's gone forever. So that was the core premise of it, and it needed to be a protocol that's not governed by a single smart contract. You can't have one point of vulnerability. I mean, I'm not going to talk bad about any other Web3 domain services because there's a few out there. What we offer is different because there's other pieces of our protocol. But the other thing was we realized that smart contract ownership is a point of vulnerability. I mean, I've had one Web3 domain from another provider that actually got revoked. It was in my wallet and it disappeared one day and what showed up was an email with the credit because they weren't supposed to be selling that ending, right? So that TLD part. So that was something that we had to make sure was you have ownership of your handles, your domains with FIO, just like you do your private keys. And so our handles in the format of user at domain. So you can customize it to where you can get Kenn at BroBro, Miggy at BroBro, or Miggy at Asphoria, Kenn at Asphoria.
I have Kenn at Bosak if anybody wants to send me crypto.
Yeah.
All right. Can I
fact,
buy Miggy at Bozak?
I think
you gotta apply, right? I have to approve that, right, Wayne?
Yeah. If you own the domain, now you can make it public to where anybody can utilize it, or you can leave it private and you can make handles and send them to the people you want. So that's how you can control it. So some companies tend to use that to represent their customers. So like Edge Wallet, if you go into Edge Wallet, it's going to ask you to set up your username at Edge. And what we also do, we realize a couple of things. One, a lot of Web3 domain providers are mainly selling domains and subdomains for a lot of money, or like just speculating. And that's still not going to lead to adoption because, I was showing somebody 2 years ago at NFT NYC. I was like, if you go to get, and in fact, it was Joshua from Joshua Paintings. I said, if you go to get .joshua from crypto, the cheapest one was joshua.zil, which was $5,000.
Damn.
Jeez.
And that's not going to lead to adoption. And I said, okay, you want at Joshua, it's $40. And we make it also to where not every user has to get their own domain. Like if you just want to use it in the wallets that have our protocol integrated, you can do that. Or if you just want a generic one like Miggy at Wallet, you can set that one up for free because we have that set up. So we also did two things at mainnet launch. We set aside a bucket of tokens to pay for new user adoption. So each handle costs $2 on chain. And so what we did is we decided to, when we have partners sign up or you go to our website or app now that's set up too, you can get your first handle for free without having to pay anything. So you can do that. And also you don't have to pay any gas to link your wallet addresses because the way your handle comes with what's called bundled transactions, like prepaid for. So when after you register a handle and you go to link all your different wallet addresses to it, and it would normally ask you to pay a gas fee, it's paid for out of those bundled transactions. So someone can get in, start using the protocol without having to, without having to try to find tokens for gas.
They don't have to buy their Ethereum first and then, send it over and then they pay the gas fee to pay for exactly.
Oh, nice. So they could just have, the crypto in their wallet and not even have to worry about.
They don't even have to pay for anything. They don't have to have any crypto at all yet. Like you said, Wayne said, exactly. You just download the Edge wallet. And the first thing that you're going to do is get a free FIO or FIO. I'm going to start saying FIO because it's fun. FIO. Yeah, I'm going to keep changing it up. So,
Rice said I should have Miggy at Stoned. Yeah, it's because I really am. Yeah. I am Rice, and I do suck.
There you go.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's the one thing. And then you can customize it to whatever you want. It's also designed, there's no limitations to what you can use it with. So any coin or token on any chain, you can link those public wallet addresses to it. We don't have limitations to where, oh no, it's EVM only. You can't do this. You can link Bitcoin. You can link ETH. You can even link. Believe it or not, we've even had quite a few people link Monero addresses to it.
Okay, I was going to ask for private. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was going to just say, can I do private coins?
Yeah, because with Monero, it's you're handled. Obviously, if you link your handle, Kenn at Bosak, it's doxing yourself, but how many people are anon on Twitter or other social medias to where you can just still link an anon handle? I've got cold storage wallets here that I've got handles linked to that I don't share publicly.
I guess the equivalent of that is if you get a blue check mark on Twitter and you still use an anon account, you still are doxxed. If you fuck with me, I can always go to Twitter or X and say, who is the guy behind this account? Because you had to take a video of your face, you had to show them your passport or ID. So it's I guess that would be like if you're using a anonymous account with a blue check mark. The FIO name is the blue check mark.
Yeah.
Is there like a limitation to that? Like
no,
how many chains it can integrate with, or like
I can have like a million different wallets linked to it.
Well, so each handle you can only link one of every public wallet address.
Oh, okay, so you can't have two different Bitcoin
one
addresses.
Bitcoin, one ETH, because it's got to know what address to route it to whenever you're being.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, so I've got Wayne at Edge on my Edge wallet. I've got blockchain Wayne at Trust on my Trust wallet. And then I've got cold storage wallets that I have addresses linked to. And whenever I want to deposit to those cold storage wallets, I don't have to go look up, okay, I'm depositing Solana. What's my Solana address? But I just type in the handle, and if I type it right, it sends it. If I type it wrong, it doesn't send it.
Oh,
and the
so
same
if it
thing,
does, oh, that's really interesting. So you can't even typo send.
right?
That's really cool.
Yeah, so even each one of my kids has a handle set up, and I'm saving crypto for them. So when I want to send, say this week, I'm buying some ETH for them. I don't know. Let's pick someone with lower gas fees. Maybe I'm buying some Solana for them, right? And whenever I type in their name to send it, it'll automatically send it to their wallet that I'm saving for them.
That's
so I don't even have to look it up. So it's a convenience piece. But outside of the handle piece, because that's what a lot of people are starting to know.
The last on the handle, though, I'm curious, have you seen anybody utilizing this in smart contracts for instead of putting in the public address for the Ethereum smart contract? Are they putting in like their FIO at?
I haven't seen it, not necessarily like that, but we have had a few wallet providers that have used the handles to basically index whitelists and blacklisted addresses or malicious contracts, to where it'll ping a certain indicator, say, okay, that's a malicious smart contract, don't interact with it. So I'm not exactly sure how they did it, but it was one of those things where we were talking to them about how to use handles for their users, and a few of them were like, well, we could use this in other ways. So we're starting to see that. We've also added the ability to where you can link, if you want, say you got a public one, like my public handle that I give out to people is blockchain at Wayne. And if you look that one up, not only do I have my wallet addresses linked to it, but I also have my social media accounts linked to it. So it's almost like a decentralized link tree.
How does that work?
We have a website called fio.id to where you can look somebody up. So if you went there and typed in my handle, you'd see that. You'd also see, so let's talk some more about a couple of other features so you can see how that works. NFT signatures. Imagine, Ken, being able to use your handle to attach a digital signature to every NFT contract you've created.
Right.
You can do that either when you mint or after you mint. And then down the road, when someone's going to buy that NFT, they can verify that if it's supposed to have that signature attached to it, that it's authentic and not a fraud. So when you look up fio.id, you'll also see any NFTs that I've created and linked my
Dude, that's genius, because I have so many NFTs where in the metadata I credit the artist, but I could have lied about who the artist was in the metadata of my NFTs. You know what? I could have said Jim Henson made this NFT or something. Who knows?
Yep. So, so NFTs, I still think, I mean, we saw each other a couple weeks ago in NFT NYC. I still think NFTs are a sleeping giant. The world doesn't even really understand what NFTs are. They think it's just an image or a JPEG. They don't realize all the functionality behind it. Yep. And when we get there, I mean, we're going to see a ton of usage, and then being able to prove that NFT is authentic. I mean, it's one thing to say, hey, I'm buying this image that this one artist created versus, is it a copy? To, I'm buying a house. Is this NFT title legit or not?
Yeah.
Is it authentic or is it a clone? And so those tools are going to be important as we start to see NFTs evolve.
Especially for like leasing, you know what I mean? Like if I get like a Planet Fitness membership as an NFT, I'll be able to stake it and lease it to people who don't necessarily want to go to the gym every day all month. And I think that gamification to those things are really where NFTs are going to explode, especially in like the loyalty points, rewards points kind of program thing. Like, oh, you're in the cannabis club for this dispensary, so show us your NFT, we'll give you 20% off.
Yeah, I'll give you a real world example right now. So where I live, right outside of New Orleans, I've got a collective of NFTs in my wallet from what's called the New Society. And New Society is a membership program where I bought a lifetime membership to this collective, and 5 days a week I get to go to that spot if I want to use it for co-working. When I want to hold events there, I can use the event center for free without having to rent it out, and I do at least one a month. And so I've already got my money's worth out of that, but they have other things. Like it's probably the perfect spot to catch New Orleans Mardi Gras parades, because it's right on the parade route there in Mardi Gras. And those spots go for a premium. And I've got a Mardi Gras NFT that allows me to bring myself and a few other people to that building.
That's awesome.
And catch the parade on that campus, which is huge. They've got a big gate at front, so you can catch it there. And I thought about it after the fact this year, but My wife wasn't feeling. My wife had got sick right around Mardi Gras, so
Oh,
we didn't really go.
Oh,
And
that's
I
nice.
could have taken that NFT and I could have lent it to somebody. I could have done some lending or rented it out to somebody to where they could have used it, and then I could have got it back at the end. But then at the same time, say I'm a person, say somebody has one and they don't really participate in Mardi Gras, they could sell that portion because it's multiple NFTs you have as a member. They could have sold that Mardi Gras one to somebody that does go, and they've got access to it.
that's awesome.
How
So,
would that renting process work? Exactly like if you were really gonna like do like
like
if
Ken
I
was talking
like
about, there's lending protocols that you can utilize to where you can lend it, and I've got to do some more research on that before next year to say, because if something happens next year, I'm definitely gonna. I know people that would pay probably at least 50 to $100 to rent it for a night.
Yeah, I got
Um,
NFTs that will get me VIP access to Blau. I got one of his first. Well, I got his like first NFT he did with Nifty Gateway. It came with this physical thing and stuff like that. I told him not to send it because I was moving, and now I have to get back in touch with him because I'm like back. I'm settled in, but I have the NFT, and it didn't really work out for me when I was trying to use it in New York because he was doing this
Oh, yeah.
thing. But I was supposed to
That
be able to
sucks.
get like VIP access and backstage and stuff. And,
Yeah.
I
Well, it's
was
because none of them knew about it. Remember?
yeah, that's what I was just gonna bring up though. All these NFT things are cool and all, and but they're so new that when you show up to these like Mardi Gras with this NFT, like does the person at the ticket checking even understand what the heck you're showing them?
yeah, there's tools that can make it easy. Like at that one, the ones that were checking people coming in, they had token proof verification installed on their phone, so they were able to
Oh yeah,
scan.
token
Okay.
Like I had token proof on my phone, they were able to scan on theirs, and they can verify that it's there. But yeah, you've got to. It's an education process. You can't just roll out an NFT program without making sure
That's what,
your
dude. I
stats prove.
DM'd Blau and I was like, bro, you didn't tell anybody at the door about your NFTs.
Yes.
I know there's only like 150 of them or something, but one of the 150 stood in the VIP line and did not get to go in, and that kind of
Yeah, and that
sucked.
should have been an easy thing.
It-
Like, hey, especially for someone who doesn't know anything about it, be like, hey, if somebody asks about an NFT, this is what it looks like. This, or even tell them like, okay, get somebody or whatever. Like, they could have figured that out. And made
Well, it
sense.
Yeah,
could
yeah.
yeah.
At least have the main people know what's going on. But I mean, it's cool. There's another one that they dropped to that same community in New Orleans, to where it's called New Brew, and what it is it's New Orleans brewery owner is a member of that collective, and so he dropped an NFT to every member of the New Society, which is the NFT community. And anytime I walk into new Nola Brewery, they can scan my wallet and token proof, and I get one free beer each time I go.
That is
So
awesome.
you don't need huge utility. The biggest thing is people just need to start trying, and so that's kind of our contribution. I've been a long-term advocate really since I met you, Ken, on NFTs, and I think there's still a ton of potential. So the only way we're gonna get those NFT signatures for FIO adopted is we got to drive more NFT adoption with people. Um,
Yeah. What about the like that one feature to prevent people from like sending to the wrong addresses and stuff like that? Like I think that one's definitely like a pretty
yeah,
big one that is important that people should know about because how many people send wrong shit to the wrong wallets and crypto's just kind of dangling
yeah,
in thin air now forever.
Yeah.
yeah. You see it a lot, man, and it's just we're not going to hit adoption with people sending the wrong address. We're not going to hit adoption with people having to do a test send each time, especially if I'm doing a test send on a low cost chain, it's not really that big of a deal. It's just a time inconvenience. But if I got to do a test send on Bitcoin or ETH right now, I'm not happy, right? Because I got
Yeah.
to pay a ton. I got to pay a ton of gas or transaction fees, and that was one of the things that we realized was a barrier. I mean, there's other protocols that are out there. Just like I don't think we're not going to get to a future where people are using wallets where they have to write down seed phrases somewhere. There's better technology out there than having to write down seed phrases. Not a knock on wallets that have seed phrase recovery, but there's got to be other options as well because there's so many ways where people go wrong. And same thing, how many people have you heard of that lost access to their wallet because they didn't write down their seed phrase? They lost the book it was in. Something happened to it. So that there's a lot we have to focus on. And so at FIO, it's really that wallet process. We've seen a lot of adoption, especially with gamers, because gamers understand the whole
I
handle
was just gonna
aspect.
jump into that, dude. Like, what do you think about the use for
Yeah.
FIO in the metaverse as like my username? Why would my username be, at Ken Bosak, like, or Kenneth Bosak, like it is on X. When you see me in the metaverse, my username above my head should be, Ken at FIO, right? Like,
Yeah, or Ken at whatever. I mean,
right,
that's
yeah.
definitely that's definitely the opportunity there.
He said
Because-
at FIO's
yeah.
only if you work for the company, Ken.
I think we've only got a few at FIO registered. We've got join at FIO, which is one that we use regularly. I got one that's pretty cool. Then this is something you can try out. Well, I have to walk you through the process. So it's art at FIO, and we have this process called FIO request. Have you guys heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
if you
yeah.
request-
Yeah. I can request from like blockchain at Wayne, like $10.
Yeah.
Oh, like a Cash App request or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
Venmo,
that's right.
Cash
Okay,
App,
I have,
PayPal
yeah.
request. You can do that for any crypto, and that was one thing Paul from Edge was telling me is that's really interesting to a lot of the privacy advocates because the request you're sending it on chain, and you're basically the person you're sending that request to. You're sharing a private key to where only you and that other person can see the request.
Mm.
It's not like the whole request is
So it's
broadcast on the
end-to-end
chain and everybody-
encrypted?
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah, so you're basically
shit.
sharing that key with the other person. Their handle is what can view it, and then in your wallet, you just have to approve that request, and then it pushes
So it's like
the funds.
selective doxing, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So
Private
that's a big feature. So
Yeah.
you can do FIO requests within several wallets. We're getting more wallets that are adding it right now because they're starting to see that's
What's the
That's really
integration
gonna be-
process? Is it something too technical that may be difficult for them, or is it just more along like the lines of them just like fucking with FIO? Like,
Yeah, it's pretty simple now. It's more along the line. The hardest thing to do is to add signing support for the chain. But outside,
because they're
after
just
that-
like, oh, you just want to pump your coin, getting your name out there. Like, that sucks, dude. Do you think having a token kind of hurts that integration conversation because it may look like you're just trying to do this for marketing rather than mass adoption?
No, I think the hardest part for integrations has really been around the fact that, our chain is not EVM, and so many people just
Oh
want
my
to
God,
screw with EVM.
Mm.
Now, protocol is interoperable with all chains, but our chain itself is not EVM, so it's not as simple as just adding another, adding that custom network like they do easily within the EVM ecosystem. But and we're starting to see more openness to adopt. Because there's different aspects you could use. So we had some partners that started with, say, the handle registration, and now they're adding the request. Or some of them started with just the ability to send to a FIO handle, which is like resolve. If I want to send to you and I type in the handle, the API resolves it and pulls in the right address of what you're trying to send. But we're starting to see a lot more because I think the request feature is one we haven't seen a lot like that. And don't get me wrong, like Ken, like you mentioned in the metaverse, or you think about request features, wallets can build centralized solutions for that. But we live in a world where we don't want a central, like a walled garden where you can only use that handle within that metaverse ecosystem and not in this one.
Oh,
Same
that's
thing for
not
gamers.
metaverse at all. Yeah,
Right. Imagine a gamer having 20 different handles in 20 different games.
dude, I hate
because-
that. You're hitting it right. Yeah, you're hitting it. Keep
Right.
going.
Yeah.
We did something with that. We worked together with Altera. We were gonna be using the FIO handles for our guilds.
So is this
to kind of
something that
incorporate our
Web
game
2
that way.
games could utilize without having to be like a Web 3 blockchain based NFT game?
Yeah, they could definitely utilize. The handles can be mapped to anything.
So it doesn't just have to be a Bitcoin address. It could be like,
Right.
whatever the game key is.
Yeah, it
Oh,
could be
wow.
something on the game API key. It could be.
That's
I mean, hell, it could even
badass.
be like a bank account if banks wanted to use it. I had to talk with some.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, account
Dubai.
number, routing number, yeah,
Yeah,
at FIO,
I
why
like
the
that.
hell not? Yes. Yeah, dude, I
That's
freaking
not bad.
hate.
I like that.
Here's my account number, here's my routing number. Dude, it's like, you
Right.
want my social while you're at it?
Miggy at D's. Send it there.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, and, yeah, and that's the whole thing. I mean, even the whole future of decentralized identity, DIDs, we're gonna see. Not saying that FIO is a DID, but it's one piece of it, right? Once you've been verified or whatever, you can have that handle that's gonna allow you to then control your ID information, and then you can only share. You can choose what information to share with what people.
Well, there's different levels of identification. There's municipal, like county IDs. You can get a county ID. You can get a state ID. or you can get the driver's license, which is like multiple, state ID kind of vibe, and then you can get a passport, which is your global ID. So yeah, it just makes sense to have another ID for this other world that we're about to be. It's like going to a whole other continent, but it's a world, the metaverse. Yeah, we need to have another form of ID. Do you think this is something that I'm seeing, real ID, true ID at every airport I go to? They're telling you that the passports are not going to be enough. Your driver's license is not going to be enough. Everybody's going to have to get this true ID. I think that's what they're calling it. Do you think that's like an indicator of like the government trying to get into that direction?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're trying to do with that. I know the state where I live in, they have just started issuing whatever they call real ID. So I haven't even.
Oh, is it called real ID? Something like that. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, and I don't know what the difference is. I mean, it's because they're saying if you don't have the real ID by 2025, which they've been pushing it back every year. So I'm curious. Well, you'd have to have your passport then if you don't.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You can't do it without the passport.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is definitely in the scope of the legacy industries, the Web 2 industries perspective, even if they're not considering ever utilizing a token in their company or NFTs inside their business. This is something that will interest them because of the protocols, regardless of it being crypto tech. It's still tech.
Yeah, and it's tech where there's no central point of failure. So if somebody, it's only the owner of that handle or can actually be the one to link that information. So there's a point of verification. We've even got some NFT gated domains to where this is a system that Pavo and our team, one of our founders, had built recently, to where say you have an NFT community and you have a certain domain you want to allow people to register a handle on. Like say you want to do at Asvoria, but you only want to let certain NFT holders or token holders.
Well, yeah, if you're not in Asvoria, I don't want you to have an Asvoria handle. So yeah.
Yeah, so you can gate it to where they actually have to connect the wallet, verify that they have the NFT, and then it'll allow.
Can you do it with a ERC like 720 though, like just like a fungible token as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
you can do it
dope.
fungible, non-fungible tokens.
So can you set a limit on that? Like you need to have at least 420 ASV to get the at Voria Theo name.
No, it's
just in general. You just as long as you're in the club,
you just have to have it in your wallet.
You set the gate where they have to have at least a token, or they have to have the fungible token, or they have to have the NFT. Now you could drop NFTs.
Dude, this is dope because we have OG NFTs going out to our pre-sale investors for the ASV token. So like they're gonna get these OG NFTs from Asvoria, which means we'll be able to have like OG Theo handles that we could basically put into like a copy paste folder, and now we know exactly who we send our rewards out to, the OGs. Like, yeah, dude, this is great.
Yeah.
And could you put like a Theo within a Theo? Like, you know what I mean? Like if I used like one Theo account to make a Bitcoin address, one Theo account to make a Litecoin address, when I make another Theo account, could I put that Bitcoin Theo account in the Bitcoin address?
No.
No,
I think you kind of lost me on that one, but
so like, look,
like
hear me
instead
out.
of putting
like,
the Bitcoin address, you put the name.
If I make one address that's like Kenn at Theo, and that's my Bitcoin address, that's the only thing linked to it. When I make Kenn at Asvoria, can I put Kenn at Theo where the Bitcoin address should go?
No,
yeah, that's what I was wondering.
No, it's one of each. You're basically mapping a public address from a chain to that, so it has to match that public address.
What I think would be cool is if you could choose between that. So you either have a choice to link another Theo account to this new Theo account, or you can add other addresses. You have one or the other choice, because it would be cool to be able to like not have to do all the work to just say like this is my, you know what I mean? Like I don't like this username.
Add this, add that.
Yeah.
Okay, but at Mickey Poop. Done. Now I have everything
that's
there.
like, I mean, like, or you just update your name, right? I could like update my Theo name because this Theo name redirects to my other Theo name, and it just picks up where it left off, kind of a thing. Look at him smiling. I think I gave him an idea.
He's like, we need to talk about this. So since we're getting kind of towards the end, is there like anything that you might be able to talk about that's coming up for Theo? Like any new features maybe that you guys are working on, or if it's a hush?
No, I mean absolutely. We started a rollout with MetaMask. We launched a Snap recently, which was announced already. But there's some additional features coming with MetaMask that you're going to see, where MetaMask is going to be adding a lot more functionality to use a lot of different Web3 domains and our handles within the wallet itself. So we've got that. We've got a big release coming with Trust Wallets is doing an update within Trust to where they're going to feature. Handles have been in there for a while. They've just been kind of hidden, but they're going to bring it up to where it's visible, it's front and center, and they've also want to add the request feature because they see that as a big
so good
big piece of user adoption.
It's a great way to spam somebody too, just to have fun. Like, I'm gonna send you a request later just for fun. Like, why not? You know, it's like hilarious.
Oh man, we did a promo.
Can you put a memo? I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you put a memo in there? Oh, so I could DM you with a request. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
You
cool.
could DM me. Man, we did a promo a while back where the winners of the promo were announced on Twitter, and they had to send a request to get their prize. And in the demo video, I showed my handle, just like this is how you would send a FIO request. And so I got like, I don't know, hundreds of FIO requests to that one.
That's awesome.
Had to go
Did
and
you
clear
pick
them
somebody
out.
randomly to bless? Or is it just like, no, this is nonsense?
Only the winners. Only the winners.
That's what I figured.
Like, nice try.
Nice try,
But,
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so now I can tell you something that's pretty cool that we've done is if you go in and send a FIO request, I'll have to share the link out to you guys. So it was art@FIO is the handle that you would send a request to, and you would have to put in your Matic address. Could be any Matic address, but you put that in that you're requesting from that address, send it to art@FIO, and in the description, it's a memo field. You don't have a lot of room, but you have enough room to write like a simple sentence or whatever. You type out what you want Dolly to create for you, and it'll mint an NFT off that description and send it to your wallet.
Oh, cool.
Oh my
That's pretty cool.
God. Bro. That's
so
like, can we call this like meta postcards or something? Because that's like, I was just at a dispensary and I told the guy I feel like I'm in a whole new world or whatever. I gave him my passport and he was like, all right, man, we let you into the land of weed. And
Yeah, I even went in, so we had a promotion where we had a lot of people doing it. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I went in and I bought some people's NFTs that they minted because I saw them were listed, and I was like,
cool.
oh, that looks cool. Let me buy that one. So did take care of a few people on that one.
Would it be possible to have like a listing in that, like just like an option under the memo, like do you want to list this as well, like make it a drop?
Nah. Once it shows up in their wallet, they can do it in OpenSea or wherever. But no, it's basically so what it's using Dolly to create the image, and then it's minting an NFT and sending that NFT to that wallet.
Right, but instead of sending it to my wallet, I could provide a contract address and it could just do a drop. It could just like initiate the sale. That's pretty awesome, dude. This is so much fun. Oh my God.
Can I share my screen on here or no?
Yes. Well, no, until I say so, right? You know how that is. But yeah, now you can.
Alright.
Meow.
I'll show you some of the ones that have been created.
Dude, my brain is literally stuck on so many ideas playing with that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Dude,
This is OpenSea. These are all ones that people have created using that FIO request feature.
Oh,
that is
wow.
so great.
Oh, that is cool. Nice.
So,
And this
which
is a
one
perfect
to
use
do.
case for AI art. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like what AI art is, you know, it's not Beeple. It's not handmade, so there's really no love in it. But this is the meme of, you know, it's a request.
Yeah.
You know, it's, you know, I'm sending you a
Meme
request
art.
for the money you owe me from dinner earlier, and also I sent you this cool NFT with that request.
Yeah.
It's definitely a nicer way of saying, like, you know, don't forget to pay your bills, but also here's a cute cat. Like, you know what I mean? This is almost giving me vibes like early 1990s email on AOL. Whenever you sent an email, there was always like a cat video or like something in the email, and that's how like videos went viral before like YouTube and stuff, because you had to like go to a random website and you'd find this random thing and you'd be like, I'm going to put that in the footer of my emails for the day. And like, that's how things spread. So this is like really going back to like grassroots Web 2, like phenomenon stuff. Like this is going to be a wave.
Yeah, just get people to play with it.
I like
get
it as a
people to-
messaging thing. So, like, is there a way to request nothing from you, but just to send you the memo and send you the art?
No, I mean you put it when you send the request, you put an arbitrary amount because the request is not going to be like when I do the field art request, it mints it on Polygon. So I do the request and say I request 10 Matic tokens, right? Those 10 tokens are never going to be sent. It's just an arbitrary amount. What it's pulling from is that memo field. It's pulling that into the dollar request and then minting the
Okay,
NFT.
perfect. So why even have the dollar amount option there? I would just black out the gray field.
It's just part of the what's needed to send a field request.
Okay, cool. I just want I don't want to send a request to you all the time just to be like, here's a cool piece of art, here's a message, I miss you. Like, you know, it would feel like I'm, you know, panhandling. It's like send one ETH here,
Digital
but also here's a
panhandling.
cat video or a cat picture. Oh, and are they able to become animated? Like, is that something down the line that you've considered, or are you just sticking with like still images from Dolly? Because I know there's other AIs you could throw that Dolly art into, and it animates it or adds video, audio stuff to it.
Yeah, it's definitely possible down the road.
Awesome.
You should see some of the ones when we first started minting them.
Are these all from like a FIO collection, or like is it from individual like collections? Because if this was all under the like FIO OpenSea collection umbrella, that'd be dope.
It's so if you go into OpenSea and you look up field request art, it's a whole field. They're all listed under
Oh, dude, that's so much better, dude. That is so
there. I'll just
much
show
better.
you before we updated the Dolly.
Damn.
See, we're getting these like high-end images and stuff.
Oh, cool.
But see this turkey around the door?
Yeah,
Running
that's
out the
old school
door?
clip art, baby.
That was so it was around the week of Thanksgiving was when it went live and we were testing it. And so I got this and I was like, man, we need better. And so Pavo on our team, he upgraded the Dolly to a higher, better image. And so you can tell which ones have been minted since then and which ones.
Can you find mint
haven't.
number 1? Can I please see the first one that was minted doing this? Request art, Dolly, FIO. Just like so many things involved in this. It's like I feel. Oh, I am
so
extra
cool.
bright right now, dude. Dark mode. Look at me. I look like I'm staring at the sun. This is what light mode does to people.
This is when Pavo was testing it.
So which one's the first one?
The cat.
That is
wow.
the first one ever minted.
Nice.
Yeah. So he actually did these 4 here.
That looks
started
phallic,
testing it
by
out.
the way.
So, and you can see, you're gonna be able to tell when we upgraded Dolly, right? So then you start getting to these.
Okay. Those are going to be some OG NFTs. Does he have them listed or anything, or is he just not going to do that?
No, he doesn't have any of his listed.
Yeah,
but
I guess it
there
would be
are
like
some.
insider trading or some bullshit. You pre-mined.
Ooh, so I'm gonna ask a question that Ken usually asks. Are there any restrictions like as to what kind of images that people can use, like any type of censorship, or like if somebody tries to do something crazy or do something like real
Offensive?
racist
Ooh,
or like
Miggy,
fucked
yeah, you're really
up or
tapping into the
sexual,
bro
like-
questions.
like some real fucked up shit,
No, you don't have you've got a limit, field limit. I forgot how long it is, but you don't have a lot of room in the field of the memo field. But outside of that, if there's any restrictions to Dolly, that's the only thing that I would think would.
I would
probably stop
assume
it.
Dolly's hella censored with that, known
Right.
list of, banned words. It's sort of copy paste in almost every website at this point.
Yeah. Do you think at some point somebody would try,
I
like
think it's
Ken-
called like the
No.
cancel culture folder.
Sorry, Miggy, you can't create an image with horse porn, bro.
Yeah,
gonna
sorry,
work.
dude. I know that's your kink, but you have to use another AI.
Miggy's
not
horse
Dolly.
porn .soul.
This has been a lot of fun, Wayne. I guess to kind of get back to the beginning to wrap things up, with Dubai and FIO, what were some of the conversations FIO has with projects when you're out at events? Sort of, what's like that elevator pitch conversation, and then sort of what's the acceptance, like the interest level, like when people are first turned on to what you're doing?
Yeah, and I think the easiest part is tell them what's in it for them, right? The biggest thing for the user is you protect your user. So whether you're running an exchange or a wallet, or you got a Web3 platform now or social platform, having your users use handles, personalized handles, is a lot easier than those wallet addresses. So it's easier for the user. If they're sending or receiving assets, it stops them from making those mistakes. Think about it, Ken. How many people do you think mess up on an exchange, whether they're withdrawing or depositing? They copy and paste the wrong address or send on the wrong chain, and then they contact customer support. And depending on how they made the mistake, that exchange or wallet, they can't help them, right? So the user gets a bad experience. Typically, you see it on social media all the time. They'll blame the exchange. The exchange lost my money.
I seen it a little bit in the meme coin world. Very early, people were saying, send me your Solana address, and people were sending them their exchange Solana address, and they're like, I sent you a bunch of meme coins, and it's gone.
Yeah.
No support, right? So that's one thing from the user standpoint. It cuts down on customer support issues. It provides a better experience for the user. But a lot of people also don't know this. FIO, we're structured as a nonprofit. We operate as a DAO. We're governed by a board and a steering committee. I'm one of the members on the steering committee as well, but we're a nonprofit in terms of we're generating enough revenue to keep the foundation alive and going to push for user adoption. But every wallet or exchange or protocol or project that's using our handles right now, our technology, they're earning revenue every time someone registers a handle, every time someone registers a domain, and also even every time someone registers that free handle. Because that free handle still costs $2 on chain, but it's being paid for by that bucket that we set aside. So when $2 are paid on chain for that one free handle for that user, that platform is earning $1 per user. We've got, I think our top one right now is Opera Browser. They're averaging about 30 grand a month in revenue just for using our protocol.
Wow, that is.
And they did a one-time integration 2 years ago. And so
what? And what did that? What? That's
see.
Cool.
So I just want to bring this to Asvoria for a second. So if there were, can you secure that before somebody watching this grabs it, please? Because you said it, not me, and you put it out into the ether. But like, with at Asvoria, if we were to set that up, anybody in our community sets up a free name, that actually adds some revenue to Asvoria's trust that we can do stuff with now.
Yep.
Yeah.
To give back to the community,
Dude,
maybe buy stuff, buy into other projects that we support or are working with, things like that.
It gives you a secondary treasury to do more community-focused stuff with.
Yes, sir.
So Asvoria has been registered since April 1st.
Yes.
Yeah, I registered that for you guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate
bro.
I think that was whenever I did a podcast with Russell. Right after that, I went ahead and reserved it. But yeah, that's one thing. And here's something that could probably be good for everybody to understand, because we've got a YouTuber recently that just he found out about FIO on his own, and he made a video about us. And so then we started promoting his video. And he has about 10,000 followers on YouTube, right? So he's not a massive influencer, but he does educational content. So he has a lot of active followers. And all of a sudden, he started registering, like basically we started seeing a lot of handles and domains being registered. And so I reached out to him. His name's Shane, and I set him up with an affiliate link. The affiliate link allows a user anybody can sign up for the affiliate program. Anytime someone registers a domain using your link, you get 50% of revenue. So if they register a $40 domain, you'll earn $20.
Can I get one of these links?
We need these links.
Yeah. So on top of that, that's just for anybody that wants to be an affiliate. We're rolling out an ambassador program, and Shane was the first one where I created him his own landing page. And on the landing page, he gets paid on the handles and the domains. So even if someone registers a free handle, you get paid. And I think just looking at the on-chain metrics,
I got these cheeseburgers, man. I'm telling you, bro. I got these cheeseburgers, man. Yeah, I don't know if you get the meme, but bro, I'm telling you, I want in on that.
See, that's cool. I like that because it's like kind of like in the beginning of what you just said, that you reached out to him because you saw that he was registering the names. Like how often do you see that businesses nowadays? Which unless you're like super celebrity status, where they know that you're using their product or their service, and they're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to reach out to them.
Not even that. They used to do that. Like Binance used to follow me. I made a video on Binance. Dude, they used to fuck with me, and then they got so big they stopped really messing with small content creators. So I want to hope FIO doesn't get so big. Those little 10,000 subscriber YouTubers that shout you out get lost in the sauce.
Bro, last year, the other year, 2023, Binance gave me tickets to the weekend show in Dallas.
That's good. So they are still
me.
doing community
Yeah,
stuff. They just unfollowed me.
They emailed me and we're like, hey, we have a show. We're sponsoring their tour. We have a show in your town.
Yeah, they used to hook me up all the time with
yeah.
community stuff, and they just stopped fucking with me. I
Dude,
figured they stopped fucking with
that
everybody.
point,
Nah, just me.
I was like, okay, I'm an influencer, guys, because the people that they did that to was like Ragsy, BitBoy Crypto, only a few others, and then anybody else that got tickets were because we suggested other people.
That's
They're
so
like, hey,
cool.
who else should we say? So like, I was one of the main people that got emailed, dude, and I have like nobody on my phone. Like, my Twitter is the most, you know what I'm saying? But
Yo,
dude,
did
because
the
getting to know people like you and shit, like,
did the FIO community like hook up this YouTuber because like he has a pretty easy address
so
to like
cool.
send him a tip? I'm just curious, you know, did like
Oh,
the
right.
FIO community go like, hey, we should like send this guy a tip?
No, nobody did. But of course, he didn't really make his own personal handle public. So
Oh, that's
that's
interesting.
something we could do.
That is
So,
interesting.
yeah,
Okay, well, I
that's
guess it
something
was
you could do.
impossible to tip if he kept it to himself. Yeah.
No, but he did really good on the landing page that was created.
Yeah,
'cause
I
he was earning
100% went in on that, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's
that's cool.
so great. And I mean, dude, yeah, I mean personally, the whole like dollar thing or whatever, I could just like set up the thing so it goes right to the Elemental Souls like address, and every time somebody gets one of these, it just buys some soul token or something with it.
nice.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, just make
Yeah.
it like
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's
every
smart.
time you get a FIO name, my residual,
brutal.
my what do you call it, referral like residual goes right towards buybacking. Buyback. Oh, other projects could do this shit, bro. We got to get Gator on this because his community would
Oh,
totally go
yeah.
bonkers, bro. At Gator or something, dude.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Every time you get a at Gator name or something, like you can use the
Yeah.
residual to do a buyback because he's been doing buybacks all the time.
Yeah, this dude's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that is
that's
so
a good
cool.
point. I mean, anybody that's interested can reach out to me. Now, anybody can grab the affiliate link where you earn the revenue for the domains. But if you want a landing page and you've got a community, you've got a Web3 platform, social platform, whatever, we can set that up. I typically look at who it is, look at what they're doing. If they've got an active community, yeah, we'll set up that page because that allows you to utilize the FIO handles also outside of just the wallet that has integrated our protocol. And you can build a lot of promotions into that. It's a lot easier to pay out people. And then even tips. I mean, how many times, Ken, have you gone to YouTube videos where you see YouTubers making good content? They got like 20 different wallet addresses linked.
I hate
Right.
it.
Oh.
They got all the different
so
wallet
ugly.
addresses listed.
That's me.
And all
It's
you
you.
just
You're
have-
so ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One handle, Miggy. One handle. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And it
I
doesn't
need to
matter
get
what
on
they're
this.
sending to you.
I need to get on my Zwario ones, or not my Zwario, my Altera ones and shit like.
Yeah, I've been
Lacking.
big on telling people Kenn at Bosak. I think I got David Gockstein kind of interested. That's kind of how I got on his peripheral back in like 2019 or 2020 or whatever. I was like telling him, he keeps posting these long ass public addresses. For the ICO crowd. Dude, just get a FIO name and your tweets won't look so ugly.
And that's cool, like you said, for businesses or projects because they can have like their token address, that they're launching at something.
Could that be
instead of having, like,
could that be integrated like to a user ID creation for the platform? So instead of like saying like create your username, password, login like that, similar to like an Edge wallet kind of vibe, could like a company that uses login just use like token proof or something like that? Be like, is this your wallet or no?
So there's a couple things they could do. They could definitely use some of our APIs and SDKs to create their login using the FIO handle. They can also now manage the FIO handle using their MetaMask private key, so they could link it through MetaMask.
They log in with MetaMask and my username at FIO just shows up. I'm using that as an example.
Yeah, so that's a possibility. Yeah, I mean that all could be done.
Dope. Dude, it seems like, again, like you just said, there's people that are kind of utilizing this in ways you just aren't even sure how they're doing it, right? It's like, okay,
Yeah.
we're going to try to reverse engineer this and maybe make it streamlined or something, but like the more
Yeah.
people play with FIO, I think you'll run into those, okay, we're going to white label this like a concept that they went out of their way to do. Like,
Oh, dude, like if you're a project and you want your own naming service, don't go out and build it. Like our protocol is open source. You can go and use it. You know, recently
love
I've
that.
I've had quite a few projects reach out to me after the fact. Like I didn't even know they were integrating our protocol, and after the fact, they said, "Hey, we just finished the integration of your protocol. Can you help us market it?" Like absolutely. If we learn about it in advance, we can help them with the integration too, like providing
that's cool.
support. But after the fact, anybody can use it. So why spend a lot of money building that out when you can just utilize it?
So
that's
I technically could like white label my own FIO. Basically, it would just be like rebrand it from the ground up, but it's all using your infrastructure and everything. But it's like instead of FIO, I could call it OIF. OIF. I think that spells OIF.
Yeah, if you want. And hell, if you want to build your own wallet, you could. You know, Edge is open source too. You can go take Edge's code and create your own wallet too.
That's cool. That's funny.
Edged. It would be edged.
Well, here's what I've been giving Paul a hard time for about a year now about adding NFTs to the.
I've been giving him a hard time about adding NFTs since 2019. We were sharing a bed in Hong Kong because I was homeless in Hong Kong, and I think the last sentence I said to him before we went to sleep was NFTs, Edge Wallet.
He's pretty. He's got his heels dug in on that only because he wants the Edge Wallet to be mainly strictly a financial app. And I've even told him, I said, what are you going to do when NFTs represent equity in a company?
Dude, checkbooks are going NFTs. Yeah. I'm going to have an NFT checkbook, homie. Like, you're basically doing a checkbook with the requests. It's like, I'm sending you a request check. Like, that's what it is.
But every time I challenge him to make it NFT friendly, he bounces back and says, well, Edge is open source. You know, if somebody wants to build their own NFT wallet with their own touch on it, they could utilize Edge's open source ability, because the ability to hold an NFT is there. You just can't see it or view it or anything. You've got to add that functionality.
Right. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, that would be cool. Somebody, I hope, is inspired to do that. I mean,
somebody,
it happens all the time with companies that don't want you to do it. You know, it's like, stop stealing my IP. And then it's like the people that, you know, want to give it away. It's for some reason kind of like, I guess it's the concept, right? That if it's free, it ain't worth anything. So if it's something I have to steal, it might be worth something. So let's like steal this IP. Yeah, I love that you guys are like, just do your own thing with our stuff. And so is like Edge too. That's very Elon Musky. You know what I mean? He's like, here's this electric car thing, but like anybody can do it. We should be able to compete evenly.
Yeah, because you never know who might be able to improve it, or like you see, like make new things from it, or just use it in a new way.
Oh crap, we are going way over time, bro. We got to wrap her up. We got to get more professional. I think I can say we're most likely going to be on a TV network within the next couple weeks.
Yes,
so I got to get better at timing and stuff. So we're going to try to get a little bit more professional throughout the week.
Leaking some insider
info. As long as it's not CNN, you're good, right? No,
it's a
DGen
network.
Both of those.
We're going to be on ABC.
No, it's DGen as fuck, bro.
Good Morning America with Kenn, Bosak, and Miggy motherfucking Crypto.
If they wanted to do that, I would have to be able to like interview. Is Regis still alive? I feel like he passed away, right?
Regis Philbin?
I think so. I think Regis Philbin passed away. I don't know, but I would definitely want to interview Kelly then, and then I'll do that centralized crap. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Go check out FIO, FIO. If you're not already in Asvoria, get up in Asvoria, and anybody can join the affiliate program. So if you're out here like, oh, I need a job, and you're like DMing people like me saying I need money, you can go make it.
Yep.
Like, just go get that affiliate program and go join these communities that you're panhandling in. And instead of panhandling, come in with a clipboard and say, hey man, I got this thing for you, and make a gig out of it. You can definitely create your own 9-to-5 with anything in crypto, but what FIO is doing is basically decentralizing the 9-to-5 opportunities. You can opt into the gig economy and just go to these communities and teach them about FIO and earn from doing that. You can just be a freelancer, you know? So I'd say, like, instead of showing up with your hand out, show up with a clipboard, and these projects are going to be way more likely to fucks with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Simple. FIO.net's FIO.net's our website now. We had streamlined. It used to be FIOprotocol.io. If you type that in, it still works, but it takes you to FIO.net. But it's simple, easy.
All right, bro.
Make sure you're following FIO too. Join FIO on X. And now I got a cool handle, thanks to Kenn, that I can say at Miggy Crypto Live. So much better.
It's so
You're a
much better.
genius.
Thank you everybody for watching. We hit over 130 viewers on my own personal X account. So if you guys, even 10% of you were cool enough to hit the repost button, it would really mean a lot to me. If 1% of you could drop some comments, that would mean a lot to me. I just want to know who you guys are out there. I like
Who are you?
I like this anonymousness, right? But like, you know, chime in. Let me know you're a fan, dude. We might be able to be friends. I want to follow you if you follow me. Don't forget again to follow Theo, follow Azvoria, and we'll see you tomorrow, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. till 11 p.m. Except sometimes we go over. Have a night.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all. Thanks,
All right.
chat. Peace.
There you go.